football is definitely not a priority, but FIFA, as the world governing body of football, has of course as well a duty to look into the footballing consequences of what is happening.
Well, it could be anything. We did it last Friday. We had an amazing reaction to it, but 90% of it was either get rid of VAR or have less VAR. This is more VAR.
But what you
is that a negative?
It's in the game. Like, it's going to be in the game. We like it. It's a positive or a negative.
Putting more in.
Yeah, but we're trying. This is a problem. VAR should have worked in football, but as always, our product, we want to add it and put our own spin on it. And what we've done is just confused everyone. We've confused the players, the coaching staff, people that work in the media, the paying public, the fans, everyone that loves football. We've just confused everyone because we wanted to add our own spin on it and caused ourselves more problems. Hence why we talk about it every single week.
But what I think we forget is we used to talk about refereeing decisions all the time. And if you go back pre-VAR, everybody, every single fan, everybody in the media, every manager, every player was saying, oh, we've got to get some technology in because we're getting too many decisions wrong. There's a real choice here. There's a fundamental choice. You either have VAR or you don't. You either want more decisions right but accept there's going to be more interruptions to the game, or you don't and you accept there's going to be more wrong decisions. There is something that's really key here, though, Tom, that you hit there. You said we're getting more VAR. The Pgmol, the Premier League, the English football authorities are determined to avoid VAR creep. They don't want more VAR. They don't want it to go into more and more detail about some of the lesser decisions. IFAB, and in particular FIFA, very much do. Pierluigi Collina, you'll remember him, the referee, was one of the best referees the world's ever seen. He's their head of referees. He's pushing for more VAR. We're going to go on to talk about VAR potentially looking at corners at the World Cup. I can tell you now, the Premier League and the Scottish Premiership, I think, are very unlikely to go for it. The Premier League don't want it, and they will, because it's optional, they won't have it. But FIFA are pushing it. And I think a fundamental concern here is
English football has once again been thrown into turmoil after the Professional Game Match Officials Limited, Pgmol, suspended the match officials involved in a highly controversial VAR decision that ignited widespread backlash. The incident occurred during a tense Premier League fixture, where a pivotal call reviewed by VAR dramatically altered the course of the match. Despite multiple replays and what many believed to be clear evidence, the on-field decision stood, triggering frustration among players, managers, and supporters alike. Within hours, social media was flooded with criticism. Former professionals and pundits openly questioned the interpretation of the rules, while fans accused officials of inconsistency in applying VAR protocols. The central concern was not just the decision itself, but the growing perception that similar incidents are being judged differently from week to week. In response to the escalating pressure, Pgmol confirmed that the officials involved had been stood down pending an internal review. While the governing body stopped short of publicly detailing the specific errors under investigation, the suspension signals a firm stance on accountability and performance standards. The move has divided opinion. Some believe it sends a necessary message that mistakes, particularly those with significant sporting consequences, carry repercussions. Others argue that suspending officials does little to address the systemic issues surrounding VAR interpretation and communication. Calls for greater transparency have intensified. Many stakeholders are demanding clearer explanations after controversial calls, including the release of VAR audio and more detailed post-match reports. The aim, critics say, is to rebuild trust in a system introduced to eliminate clear and obvious errors, yet increasingly blamed for confusion and inconsistency. This latest controversy adds to a growing list of flashpoints that have kept VAR under scrutiny since its introduction in English football. While technology was intended to bring precision and fairness, its subjective interpretation continues to fuel debate. As the Premier League season progresses, attention will now turn to whether this decisive action leads to meaningful reform. For supporters and clubs alike, the key question remains, can VAR be refined to deliver consistency, clarity, and confidence, or will controversy continue to overshadow the game?